I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we are recording this podcast, the Bidjigal and Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. We pay respects to elders past and present and extend our respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people from all nations of this land. Welcome to the Pick Me Up podcast. We are here with Jess Macc.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I feel like how long have we known each other for now?
I don't know. I think it's got to be, well, I don't know, because did I know you from Dural days?
No.
Oh, okay. We crossed over.
Yeah. So Jess and I actually worked on another mental health project with each other last year.
Yes.
I think that was actually how we met.
But I've known of you, though.
Yeah, same.
For like a lot of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of years.
Sydney is very small.
This industry is so small.
I know. It's actually scarily small, yeah.
So can you give us a little rundown? So for those people who may not have heard of you before, can you give us a little rundown of who you are and your music and what you're up to right now?
Yes. I am Jess Macc. I am a photographer and I'm a singer-songwriter. And what should I tell you? I'm working on an album. I'm a mum, so Teddy is nearly 3, which is...
Oh my gosh.
I know, it goes quick. See, did I know you... I didn't know you when I was pregnant. Okay. Well, did I know you when... You know what? You did know me because
you were going to do the Easter show thing.
Yes.
Yep.
I was going to do a job for Hustle and I had to ring... Like, Hugh and Sarah were one of the first people
and
that
be
knew.
like, no.
Yeah. And I was
sick.
like, I'm pregnant. I'm sorry. I'm like, so sick. I can't do it. So, yeah, that's how long I've known you. That was,
yeah.
And now he's nearly 3.
That's crazy.
Yep. So mum by day and, you know.
Artist by night.
Yeah. Well, I try and go to bed early, but I'm like an old lady. We fit everything in.
Yeah.
Juggle. It's a juggle.
Yeah. Tell us about your album that you're working on. What's your genre?
Country.
Love it.
/ everything else. I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to pick a genre, right?
It really is when it's not, because I'm not honky-tonk country.
Yeah.
So it's hard to just go, I don't know, like someone said Americana, someone said it's like a bit of country pop, bit of country folk, bit of...
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't really try to...
to fit into a genre?
Yeah. We just do whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
We're like, whack a banjo on that, or, you know,
whack a banjo.
What about this? Yeah, we just muck around and then see what happens.
Saying the podcast, whack a banjo.
Yeah. I know, I'm sorry, it's so bad. I'm so awkward. I lived in America for so many years and I came back and everyone was like, how are you more Aussie than when you left?
Because like you've just got to make sure you stayed Aussie probably, so you just...
Yeah, I did. I didn't like being... I only ever used an American accent when I had to.
Yeah.
So if I had to make a phone call to like a phone company or a bank or whatever, I'd be like, you know, I'd just do a full-blown American accent.
So they understood you?
Yes, because I'd always get, what? And I'm like, oh, for goodness sake. Like, I'd have to repeat myself and it really pissed me off. After a number of years, you just get like, I cannot. So I'm just going to do the accent.
Did you do heaps of music while you were in the States? Is that your main purpose of going?
No.
Yeah.
My main purpose was, I'd met Carl. My parents lived there.
Right. Okay.
So mum and dad lived in California for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And so I met Carl just visiting mum and dad, and then they moved back to Sydney, and then I moved to California.
Amazing.
And then we did a swap over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's good.
We're going to talk about your album and your writing process soon, but I have a big question that I ask everybody who comes on the podcast, and that is, how are you? But you can't answer with good.
Good, thanks. We used to do this at acting school because I was trained to be an actor, and it was like the first thing you did was a how do I feel exercise, and you'd have to walk around the room and go, how do I feel? How do I feel?
Mm-hmm. It's like being comfortable with not just saying I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like how much time do we have? Because I need to think about it. I'm like, am I tired? I'm not tired because I just had a coffee. I don't know.
You don't know how you are?
No, because it's like I'm always so many things at once.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just like, it's complex.
That's good.
Yeah, complex?
Complex, yeah, that's a good one.
I'm complicated. No. I'm excited.
What makes you complicated?
What makes me complex?
Yeah, why are you complex?
I'm a creative.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. It's actually really annoying.
Do you find
Sometimes I wish I was just like a plumber or something.
Right, I know, just picking a trade.
Yeah,
Do you
and
find
just-
being a creative stressful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Because there's always pressure?
Yeah, like I put pressure on myself.
Yeah.
Which I'm getting a lot better at not doing. But it's a practice. Like you have to really practice doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's stressful. There's always, because it's not consistent. It's like a juggle, a balancing act. It's like, you know, there's all the different things we talk about being creatives, like just, you know, comparing ourselves, like just everything, you know?
Yeah.
And then trying to do like what you really love doing and going, oh yeah, and I got bills to pay too. And I've got, you know what I mean? Like it's
So
just everything.
hard.
It's not like
It's so hard to make a living in Australia in the creative industry by doing just one skill. You know,
Right.
like a lot of
Yes.
singer-songwriters are also producing their music, are
Yes.
also like co-writing for other people.
Yeah.
All that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
But
like
even
you're doing
that-
photography.
Yeah, but even that, like if you're co-writing with other people, like you're still writing, you're still doing.
For sure,
like
yeah.
And that's a great way to do it and stay like in your craft. For me, like I'm lucky because I love photography. Oh, maybe not as much as music, but I'm pretty content doing either. And so if I'm in the studio recording, I'm probably the happiest you'll ever find me.
Yeah.
But then I'm also really stoked creating. I have to create stuff.
Yeah.
That's just who I am.
Yeah.
There's like no other option.
Yeah.
And I tried not to do it. I did the whole like, I'm going to work in finance because Dad was always in finance. And oh my God, like I was a debt collector.
Oh my goodness, were you?
Yeah. Oh, I never tell anyone that. It's I hate debt.
Yeah.
I have no debt. Like I just
Yeah.
cannot. It makes me so anxious. And I did that, and I just was like, I remember every day I'd wake up and go, there has to be more. This is not for me. Like there just has to be more, and I can't stay with clipped wings. I can't live my life that way.
Yeah.
Just for a weekend and to go on a holiday. Like
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I forget why we're talking about that.
we were just talking about working in the arts. Let's talk about your music.
Okay.
Your album.
Yes. Okay.
When you're writing, what are you writing about? Or talk us through this current album process, if that's easier.
Well, yeah, it's a bit random because we started with an EP. So I wrote an EP.
Yeah.
And well, one of the tracks my friend wrote, and she was like, oh, yeah, I've written this song, and do you want to have a listen? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, I'm keeping that. I hope you don't mind. It's going on the EP. She's like, sure. That was the only song that I didn't write. But we wrote and recorded an EP. Was it like kind of during COVID, and then or like as COVID was sort of lifting, and just ages ago. And then I just kept writing. So we decided not to release it. And I was like, I don't want to do an EP. Like I want to do an album because like we can. Like we've got the tracks. So yeah, we just kept going. And we haven't finished. We're just still going. We're sort of, on a little bit of
And who are you working with?
Daniel Natoli.
Who I went to AIM with, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Small world.
Small world. Yeah. Daniel Natoli. Yeah.
So you guys have been doing this whole album together?
Yep. So I've known him for probably maybe 6 years or 7 years or something. And yeah, we were like, he was just the best person. Like I was like, I love working with him. We just have the best time. We laugh as much as, well, probably more than we work. So,
That's good though.
Yeah, no, I need
Yeah.
it. Like that's why it's just so fun. Like it's honestly the best. So so just him. It's him and I. And then if we need, a musician, we call him in, and but we just do as much as we can together.
Yeah. Do you think it's important to find someone that you work with like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
And it makes it easier to write and create and stuff.
Yeah. And we have like a process now because we were on like track 10 and we did 2 previously. And then before that we had done like, we'd worked together just on like a couple of covers like years ago. We just have a process now that works.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
Yeah. It's so important. I couldn't do it any other way.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't do it if I didn't find someone
Someone
like
who
that.
could work with like that, yeah. And is there a theme to your album? Like, is there a general theme or topic? Or is it just kind of a mixed bag of all different things?
Good question. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. We've got a bit of, well, it's emotional. Yeah, like it's pretty emotional. I think there's, like suffering and pain and, you know,
all the deep things.
Yeah, all the things that, I don't know, I find it really, there is one good song because a friend of mine said something about like, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but it was something about writing, you know, like not a happy song, but you know, that kind of along those lines. And I was like, fuck you, I'm doing this now.
Yeah.
So I went home and like that week I was like, right, that's it, it's happening.
I'm writing.
So, I'm writing something. Like, which actually turns out to be like my favorite song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, good. Sometimes it is good when people say stuff because then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to do it.
And are you pulling these from like personal experiences, those emotions?
Some of them.
Or from things that you've like seen or witnessed
yeah.
or people
Yeah,
have
some of
spoken
them.
to you about, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to do like I've had a chat, I guess, or deal or I don't know, whatever, with some television stuff. So we're trying to write for, or not trying to write, well, some things we are trying to write for TV, but some things are just sort of like inspired by television. Like I watch, every time I go in the studio, I have to watch Nashville. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I've not seen I don't know it well, but
oh my God, I know it well. I know it so well. Like
Yeah.
I just like and Carla will walk in and just be like,
you're rewatching the whole thing.
and walk out. I love it so much. Like I don't know what, I mean, probably just because it's all in Nashville. And it's like
the country vibe.
Yeah, and the drama, and you see the recording studio, but then you see the touring, and then you see, you know what I mean? Like you see all that stuff, but then you get the relationships, which is the most interesting, I think, to me. So then, like there's stuff, you know, there's just complicated, awesome relationship stuff happening. So then you can pull from that and be like, yeah, cool, those two, this is happening, and you know. Like I'm a
fun.
bit of a boring housewife sometimes, so I'm like,
got to pull from other people's experiences.
And my friends have all got their shit together now, so it's like, come on, guys.
I've got nothing.
Don't I have anyone that's like dating and
give me some
horror
stories?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to jump into our little first game.
Oh God. Okay.
Which is top 3.
Okay.
And your topic is your top 3 dance moves. Now, because this is a podcast, you have to explain them. But because we're also filming, you're going to have to do them as well.
I feel like 3's a lot.
In your scene.
Oh, okay. 3's a lot for like a non-dancer. Although I did do a little bit of dancing back in the day.
I reckon my go-to is like...
Is the dad. Yeah. Oh, no, that's pretty good. Okay, she's doing the peace signs behind her eyes. Okay, that's like
what is that, 60s?
Yeah, it's like the disco... I will say that
that's my number 1.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I should have stolen that. All right, well, hang on. I'll match you with that.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's triggered my... this guy, which is the index finger up and down in the corners. What's that? Is that Grease? Something lame like that.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's very embarrassing.
No, Grease is this.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's another
Grease
one.
lightning.
Oh, okay. Well, what about...
That's got to be number 2.
I'll show my age here.
No, what is it?
What? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. You know this. You're a musical theatre girl. Backstreet Boys. Everybody. Remember that one? Did you? Oh, no. I'm way too young. Sorry, that's so
I'm 90s. I know the Backstreet Boys, but I don't know the dance moves.
Oh, from that song. What's that song called? I don't know. They did everybody would learn the dance, and it was just like, I don't know. That's the only bit I remember where their whoever's listening to this, it is like from my era. They'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where their hands go up and down. It goes like this. That's so bad.
I love that though.
I was going to say the number one thing that came to my mind was the dad dance.
What is the dad dance?
Oh, what do you mean? Okay,
No.
hang on. Okay, how about I do it and then you explain it?
Okay. Jess is getting up. She's doing the dad move. You might be out of shot, but that's all right. Okay, she's got her feet like shoulder width apart, and she's like grooving her hips.
Please don't use this like as a. She's going to use this.
This is absolutely like a meme in itself. Like. She's like twisting her hips, but her feet are staying planted, and her toes are like swiveling, and she's moving her hips kind of from side to side, and also her hands are like in a fist.
So bad. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's the dad dance?
Yes, it's like every dad dances like that.
I do see that.
Yes. Okay, now you got to ask your dad to dance like that.
That would be
Or
hysterical. My
anyone's
dad is like a terrible
There
dancer.
you go. He'll do that. I bet you that's how he dances.
Probably. This is the chair version.
Yeah. Oh, this is hey, that's a great version. I like it. This is good. Exercise.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay. Yeah. That's embarrassing.
Okay, well, that's 2 from each of us. Now we need 1 more.
What do you mean? I feel like I gave way more than 2.
You did Backstreet Boys and the dad
yeah,
dance.
I know, but I did the Grease
Oh,
one.
no, you did. You've done 3. That's
Yeah.
not Grease.
What
That
is it?
I don't know what that is.
What is it, guys?
What is that?
What is it?
Disco.
Yes. Okay, wait, what about the...
You heard it first from Justin, who's filming this for us. It is disco.
Thanks, Justin. What about the old... Oh, they're really bad. Like the shopping cart,
Oh,
cart.
yeah, the microwave. Do you know the microwave?
No, go
It's
do
like, okay. Then you put your
it's
food
really
in and then you
good.
close the door and then you rotate around.
Okay, rotate. Got
Yeah,
it.
but I can't do it because I'm sitting. But you
There
rotate.
was the old like
Put the food in, close the
Putting the
door.
food in.
Oh, you could do the buttons. 2 minutes, 30.
I feel like we did this in acting school for sure. It was like mime using the microwave.
What are you doing?
Fun fact, I have not had a microwave. I don't own a microwave.
How do you do your heat pack?
What's a heat pack?
What?
Oh, like I mean like I don't have a hot water bottle.
True.
Yeah.
What's a heat pack? Like the things with
No,
the wheat
like
beads?
the wheat. No, they stink, dude.
They do.
I can't handle that smell. That makes me want to yak. I've got to use
Really?
Yes.
Yak.
Hot water bottle. Sorry, old lady here. Hot water bottle. Hot water. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Unless it explodes.
Yeah, I was
Then
going to say
you're in trouble.
the burns.
But yeah.
Can't go wrong. 3rd degree burns.
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
Make sure the lid's like screwed on properly. Like when it pops out.
No, okay, here's the trick, right? So you fill it with water and then you leave like a chunk of air at the top and then you push it in so that the air comes out and then you put the thing on.
So then the water doesn't.
Yeah. Winner.
Expert on hot water bowls here.
I am. I have one at the bottom of my bed every night.
Really?
My toes get frozen. I don't
Bad
know
circulation?
why. Yeah, everyone keeps telling me that. But, you know, what am I going to do about it? I don't know.
Hot water bottle.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's the answer. I do every night in winter, in summer.
Yeah.
Obviously not. But in winter, every night at the bottom of the bed.
So good.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
It warms your whole body. And most people probably are like, why doesn't this crazy lady just have an electric blanket? I don't want one.
No, too hot.
Yes, too hot everywhere.
Yeah.
The rest of me's
Sweaty.
fine. It's just my toes.
It's so...
I'm sharing this
That's
is
so
TMI.
hilarious.
Sorry, guys.
No, I love it. I have all
Nothing to do with music.
No, we've did our little top 3 section, but now
Yep.
we're going to move into the next section.
Okay.
After that cold toes situation.
I so don't want to hear this back. Like, this is
It's
going to
be
be
great.
so embarrassing.
So, Listen Up Music is a mental health charity.
Yes.
And this is a mental health podcast.
Yes.
And I like to do a little section just kind of talking about mental health, but in relation to, I guess, the music industry and like how hard it is. And I guess my first question is, how do you look after your mental health?
I have a therapist, and I talk a lot. Like with her, but also I'm a verbal processor. So whenever there's anything, I always have. I've got like obviously my husband, but then I've got a really close friend who I can process with.
Yep.
It's just a very judgment-free space where you can literally say anything.
Yeah.
And I've known her since I was 16, so I will always verbally process with her. They're the top 2 things I think I would say is like therapy and verbally processing anything and everything really.
Yep.
It's super important I think to have friends that understand you.
Yeah.
Like it's invaluable. Like you can't replace that.
Yeah.
And then medication if I need it.
Yeah.
You know, I know myself now at my age, you know, going through a lot of shit. I know if I need to do that.
Yep.
And for a period of time, and then I know if I need to come off them and
Yep.
you know, just managing.
You found that balance of like...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably the top 3 or however many things I just said.
Yeah. 3, I think it was about 3.
Yeah. Most people say like exercise and stuff, and like, I'm not going to lie, I don't love exercise.
That's fair.
It's not fun for me.
That's fair.
And I'm moving nonstop anyway because I have a toddler. So I'm
Yeah.
like, but you know, like quiet time if there's
Yep.
like too much noise, you know, like because, you know, as I said, Teddy's nearly 3, so there's a lot of noise and, you know, just going, okay, I just need silence. Like it's just so much going, and we receive so much information, you know, it's just going, how do we look after our brain? Like, you know, the simplest things like water, don't eat too much shit. Like if you're going to have a treat, but like, do you know what I mean? Like try and manage having like a decent diet 99% of the time.
Like a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. As much as you can. Sleep.
Yeah.
Like the basic stuff that, you know, you think is probably like cliche or whatever. Like it's not. It's like, it's so legit, you know?
Yeah. Do you find that working in photography, but also music is like has an impact on your mental health? Like, do you find you're in situations where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard? Or do you use music as like a vessel to...
Yeah, it's more a vessel for me.
Yeah.
I think I would, I think I would probably be the same if I wasn't, you know? And it's music that helps me and photography that helps me.
Which is such a common answer with
Is
like
it?
a lot of artists. Yeah, it's like it's the vessel of like how I either get words out or it's my form of communication or I listen to it and feel better.
What brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing too is like, you know, if you're feeling shit, you go like, oh, what do I need to do or who do I need to talk to or where do I need to go? And like I can feel it. Like I can totally feel it where it's like, gosh, I need to go to the studio. Like that's what brings me so much joy and I'm so happy there. Or, you know, like going to my mate Amy's place and just going, you know, jump on the piano and I'll get the guitar and like just being around your friend and laughing and you know what I mean?
Jamming
Like
out together,
yeah, like something like that or it's the thing that brings me I think the most joy.
What do you do when you feel like your mental health is, it's a similar question, but have you had experiences where your mental health has not been good at all and you've not known what to do?
Yes, I had a really terrible experience actually when we lived in America. So I've been hit a few times by cars, which people don't believe me when I tell them this because it's so full on, but I've had 5 car accidents. I've been hit 5 times.
Oh my God.
One really
big one. As you driving in the car?
Yeah. So one really big one was someone fell asleep at the wheel and like T-boned us. And then I had a really, I was in treatment for that actually. And then when I was in like pain management treatment and on the way home one day, this was like a year or 2 later, on the way home from my treatment for that car accident, we got hit by a truck. It's like
oh my goodness.
Mental. And then a few years later in California, someone overdosed behind the wheel and just passed out and wrote my car off. And I was so unwell like after that and I didn't know, I just was in such a bad place. Like marriage was hard at the time, money was hard at the time, like everything was just so hard. I'd been hit, I was in so much pain, like just so much stuff going on. And then like I just started, I don't know, like I wasn't hearing voices, but I started like believing things, I guess I would probably explain it, where it was like, you shouldn't be alive, like you should be dead because she hit you and do you know what I mean? Like it was almost like there was a target on me. I don't know how to explain it. It was the craziest thing.
This was like an internal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, like I should be dead. Like, why am I even here? Like I just started getting, and I was just so confused. And Carl was at work and I messaged him and I said, I need to go to the hospital. And I just knew immediately, like I wasn't going to do anything, but I knew I needed to, it was almost like I needed to get to safety. I don't know how to explain it. It was so wild. Anyway, they checked me into the hotel. I wish. They checked me into the hospital. Sorry.
That's so funny.
They checked me into the hospital and I got diagnosed with PTSD.
Yeah, right.
And because it was untreated, it was just progressively getting worse. Yeah. And so then they put me on meds and I was so fine after that. I was also in therapy. So processed it a lot, went through, you know, a lot of emotional stuff. Like it was very confusing, like why I wasn't dead because I'd been hit so many times.
Yeah.
And so, that was like a whole process in itself. But once I was on the medication then to sort of calm my brain down, then I was able to actually process it properly.
Yeah.
And it became almost like a joke. Like, do you know what I mean? Because even when I'm telling you now, like, it sounds like a joke, you know?
So crazy.
Yeah. So that was probably, I think, the biggest
Like a hurdle.
The number one thing mental health wise that sticks out for me, because it was probably the worst I've ever been.
Yeah, I mean,
I
fair
think.
enough.
Yeah, and then when I got that,
PTSD is just
and it's almost like when you get a diagnosis, you kind of go, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now what do we do?
You've got an answer.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit. You can diagnose with whatever. I just then go, what do we do?
Yeah.
How do we fix it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was all in the States. So you didn't have family around at that point because
No.
your parents said, man, that must have been hard.
Yeah.
But you had Carl was there.
Yeah, I had Carl obviously, and then I had friends, but it's like it's different when you have long-term friends of like 20 years, you know, like then. And my friends there were amazing. Like they were so good, and they were like bringing me flowers, and like it was really sweet. And we'd made some really nice Aussie friends over there that picked us up. We were like, we're at the hospital and we don't have a car, like because like went by ambulance, you know. And they were there like half an hour. They're like, we'll be there. We'll come and get you guys. You know, like it was really sweet. Yeah. So that was really nice. Like, and I felt like you create your family wherever you are. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. This is my last question.
Okay. Ready?
If you could give anyone some sort of, I mean, we're not mental health specialists, but if you could give them some kind of advice from your experiences about looking after mental health, or if they're going through something and they don't know what to do, what would you say?
I would say always ask for help. Just always ask. Like, you'd be so surprised at how people receive that.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like oftentimes it's like, oh, I don't want to say anything. And it's like, if you say one thing, like people are there to pick you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they actually really are.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no shame in it at all. Like shame is such a wasted emotion, in my opinion. And yeah, I would just say talk and reach out.
Yeah.
It feels like, sometimes it's like, how do I do that or whatever? But
well, that's the community that we're trying to build with this podcast. It's like we just want people to, hear this kind of stuff, you know, and just be like, oh,
yeah, there's
get
always
involved in
help.
it.
There's always someone to talk to. There's always stuff to do. You know what I mean? Like, and I think learning yourself is the best.
Yeah.
Like, you go, okay, what do I need now?
Yep.
Like, I'll know, as I was saying before, like if there's too much noise, I'll be like, I need to go and do this, or I need to go and swim, or I need to go and paint, or I need, you know what I mean? But like, it's
understanding what your body needs and your mental health needs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just learning yourself and what you need.
Which is so hard.
It's so hard.
Like, the human body is wild.
Yeah, I know. And well, the mind is more wild.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree.
Wilder. Yeah.
We're going to finish off with our little scenario game.
Oh my goodness. I don't like that evil laugh, Kate. I'm a bit scared now.
Your scenario is, are you ready? So I'm going to read this out and then I'm going to count to 3 and we're going to pose. Are you ready for your scenario?
I am.
You wake up and you open your blinds. This is hilarious. I don't write these, by the way. You wake up and open your blinds and see that there is a tree growing outside your window. It looks suspiciously like a beanstalk. Then you hear the sounds, Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum.
I cannot, because I read this to Teddy and he runs around the house and he's going, Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum. That's all I've got in my head.
Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
What did you do?
I'm looking out the window at the beanstalk.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Did
you get that? Like,
I also looked above the camera. I didn't
Perfect.
realize that.
Excellent.
Okay.
So we can also get a screen grab of that.
Oh, no.
Well.
Do I only get one of those?
Yep, you only get one.
Oh, God.
That's
I
it.
was like, I feel sick. I was like mentally preparing for 2 more.
1.
Okay.
1 chance.
We're done. Great. No, I really don't want to see it back. I got nothing to fall back on.
But it's fun.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Jess, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Jess's socials will be in the show notes, so make sure you follow her and keep up to date with when she finally announces when she's going to put some music out.
I know. I'm so annoying. I'm annoying myself, to be fair. Like, I have no answer.
But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.